Hello. We're going to do the last stitch today. Hooray. She'll get set up. Just going to cross a couple of things off my list. My to-do list for the day. I like this piece, but I'll be glad when this stitch along is finished. It's I definitely feel like the 7-day mark is where I like to kind of stop it. So today is day 9. Is it? Yes, today's day 9. So we're gonna finish all the stitches, well, the rest of the stitches today, and tomorrow I'll have it all ready and washed and pressed and all of that, and we will finish it in a hoop. So hopefully you guys are caught up. Sorry, I still need to keep setting up my computer as well. Hopefully you guys are all caught up and you've done both of your trees. I did this one with, so yesterday the ones I was doing had 5 little columns, and these ones I just did with 3. I realized that I did them with 5 on my finished piece, and so they don't look like too bad, but I definitely prefer them, the smaller leaves, with 3. So as long as you've got an odd amount of little columns for the stitch we did yesterday, then you'll be fine. What's the time? It's 5 past already. So today we are going to do French knots, and you either love French knots or you hate them. Personally, I think they're fine. So I guess I'm in the love 'em team. But yeah, I don't have any issues with French knots personally. I do prefer colonial knots, but they're a little bit more fiddly, so not everyone's a fan of them. I'm almost ready. I got something in my teeth, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to move my phone and let's get started. Alright, so the 2 areas that have French knots on our piece are all the little toes and what look like kind of like coconuts in the middle of the trees, and that just like fills up that little empty gap that's made from the rope stitch and the picot stitch. So we're going to do these ones first. We're going to need our darkest brown, which is 898. And we want to have all 6 strands, which is kind of unheard of regarding French knots. But let's do it. Yeah. Let's do this. I got all these cuts of 4 strands, so I'm just trying to get them all off my bobbin so that I can get to 6 strands. Alrighty. So I'm just going to do my quilter's knot, which is pinch it, 1, 2 wraps, swap hands because I'm not ambidextrous, pull it through all the way until you can't pull it anymore, and that creates your little knot at the end. So I've actually started to snip off, hopefully you can see that, snip off all these excess bits, because I keep pulling through all these bits if I don't do that before I start stitching. So that's just a little update for you all of what I do, and you might find that useful because then you won't accidentally pull through all your little tails. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up wherever you like. I'm just trying to find a bit that doesn't have too much thread. I've got quite a lot of thread in that little bit at the back. So come up, pull through. Now to do the French knot, we're going to hold our needle parallel to our thread. We're going to wrap around. You can do this as many times as you like. I'm going to suggest you wrap around 3 times. Yes, that's a lot. It's going to make a big French knot, but we kind of want a big one. And then you don't want to go down in the exact same spot. You want to go down just off to the side. Before you start pushing your needle through, you want to pull your thread off to the side so that all of that wraparound is flush up against the fabric. And then push through, hold this, don't let go. See, I've got lots of thread at the back. Keep tight here. Don't let go of this until you run out of thread to hang on to. And that's how you do a French knot. So that's one. We're going to do a bigger one this time. So I'm going to come up where I want it to be. I'm going to wrap around 5 times this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to poke my needle not in the same spot that I came up on. I'm going to poke it just off to the side. Pull. You can even, because I've done lots of loops, I can either push it down the needle as well, but keep your tension here. Don't pull too tight or else you're not going to be able to push your needle through. Oh, my fabric is complaining. Now caught on my needle minder as well. So don't let go with this hand until you run out of floss to hang on to. So just pull all the way through. And that's how you do a French knot. So I know a lot of people have issues with doing French knots. So that's why I'm talking through it. So we're going to come up. We'll do a 4 one this time. So hold your needle so that the pointy end is like following the direction of the floss. We're going to wrap 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to turn our needle, poke it in, not in the same spot that you came up in with the fabric. Push all the floss down so it's flush against the fabric. That's really important. You can't have your wraparounds like up here, or else you're going to have a long tail and you'll just have this dangly bit. Don't forget to hang on tight here. And then just pull it through until you run out of floss to hang on to. My fabric keeps loosening, so I'm using a hoop that doesn't have the ability to tighten it with the screwdriver. So I'm just kind of having to tighten my fabric constantly. So I'm going to come up. Where you want your French knot to sit technically is where you're actually going to poke the needle in. That's where all of the loops are going to sit. So I'm going to do mine kind of off to fill up this space here, because I'm going to do at least one more French knot in this tiny area. Get mine. So the only reason this is really struggling to go through is because of all the floss I have behind. Alright, I'm going to have to undo that because it is not pulling through. Then I'm just going to try a different spot. Yep, there we go. So this is a bit risky. I could like destroy my work a little bit. Oh, that is a lot of floss behind there. Alright, we're going to do one more. So, whoops. I'm going to shift that up a bit. Alright, so we've come up. We're going to hold our needle parallel with the floss in the same direction. We're going to wrap 1, 2, 3 for this one. We're going to turn our needle so it's pointing towards the fabric. Poke it in where you want the knot to sit. Pull all of your wraparounds so they're flush against the fabric. And then pull your needle through. Don't let go here. And there's our little French knots. Hopefully you can see that. They're kind of dark on my phone. Looking at the screen. Can't really turn it. Like, I can't turn the hoop. I can go up and down this way, but I can't go side to side. Alright, so I'm going to flip over my work and trim this floss. But today is going to be a pretty quick day. Because it isn't... See, look at how much floss is here. That's just crazy. Crazy. Oh, I've got a tangle happening. So if you have any questions, please ask, especially if you're watching this live. But from what I have read on the internet, I don't remember when I actually learned how to do French knots, I'll be honest with you. It seems like once you figure out how to like do each part of a French knot, it's really, really easy. And then they're no big deal. And then you can do those huge pieces where they're like a billion little French knots everywhere. That look amazing. Alrighty. So with the small one, I want to make sure that I have a French knot covering all of this tree trunk. So I'm coming up right next to like both the leaf and the trunk. And I'm going to do a big one. I don't know how many times I wrapped just then, but I'm actually going to go into the trunk. Hopefully. There we go. I'm going to do another one that's covering it a bit more. Sorry, I've got a tangle on the back. There we go. So I'm just going to do one more, and I'll do this one slowly again. Alright, so we come up. I'm going to wrap 1, 2, 3 in the same direction as the floss. I'm going to poke in, pull so that the loops are all the way down to the fabric, don't let go here and pull it through. And that's that tree done. I'm going to flip it over, and I think I can hear my daughter calling out for me. Alex! What's up? What's wrong?
Well, needed help going potty.
Why don't you go potty?
Because I had no way I could get on.
Yes, you do. You know how to clear on the toilet by yourself.
But I couldn't because an accident was coming.
Are you all done? Did you go potty?
No.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec. All right. Sorry about that. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm going to flip it over and tie off my thread. Yes, I already started doing that. Okay. Now for the next bit, you're going to want to have a little skinny needle. Just going to tidy up some of this floss mess. Now for the little toes, because that's what we have left, we're going to want our lightest brown, which is 437, and we want to have 2 strands, which is great because that's all I've got left on my bobbin. And yes, we are going to want to have a little sharp needle. I've been using this one mostly, but we want a tiny one for this one, because otherwise we're going to have kind of loopier French knots. And now the trick to the toes is how many wraparounds we're going to do to make them look more like, you know, the right size toe. And so you will have seen in your design a little toes note. Hopefully it's self-explanatory, but basically we're going to do the first toe. So we're going to come up kind of off to the side of it, because we want our French knot to sit, sorry, the French knot is going to sit wherever we put the needle back in. So for the little toe, we're going to just wrap around once. I'll do that slower, sorry. So same direction. It's weird, my camera picks it up as blue. Same direction as the floss. We're going to go under, over, and that's one wrap. Then we're going to slide it down our needle so that it's flush with the fabric. We're going to push it through And that's it. So that's the little toe. And then we're going to do, for the middle 3, we're going to do 2 wraps. So 1, 2. And we're going to poke in the middle of the dot. Pull this down flush and then don't let go. Come on. So that's our second toe. And then 1, 2 for the next one. One, 2 for the fourth one. Just remember that you do not go back in where you came up. And then for the big toe, we're going to do 3 wraps. So 1, 2, 3. And then it's just the same thing. We want to go in, pull it down so it's flush. Hey Alex. Pull it through. Okay. Did you tell Naomi that you were going to stay inside?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to carry my thread because I'm feeling a bit lazy. Try and turn that angle a bit. There we go. This time I'm just starting with the big toe, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Hey, baby. You're going to learn how to do French knots too, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what comes after 1? What number comes after 1?
2.
Okay, so I'm going to do 2 wraps. And I'm going to do 2 wraps again.
No, 3.
No, I got to do 2. Otherwise it'll look funny. What number comes before 1? Before 2?
3.
No, what comes before 2?
1.
Good job. This one's going to be 1 wrap. Okay. Now we're going to do the next foot.
These are really colorful and fun.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm just picking it up before the cats get it.
Milo loves playing with that floss.
I know, but it's not good for him.
Yeah.
We don't want the cats to eat Mummy's floss.
Yeah. Well, I'll still get sick forever.
Well, not forever. But they might want to get it out of their body as quickly as possible.
Mom.
What's up?
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Mom.
Yes.
What would you want to do with me after you're done doing that?
We can play Lego after. Isn't that what you were going to do now? Did you forget? Yeah. What comes after 2?
3.
Good job.
And then 4.
Yeah. And then
5.
And that's how old you are. Because you're a big girl.
Yep. I can wait to be 5. And now I'm so happy and excited that I'm 5.
I'm so glad.
First I'm gonna jump on this.
So I'm trying to let my thread hang as well. I don't have a lot left. But the less wrapped up it is, the better. But they're pretty cute little toes, in my opinion. When I was going to stitch the test for this, I had actually planned on making like little outlines for the toes like I did with the feet themselves. And then I got my needle ready and I was like, that's just way too small. There's no way that's gonna work. And it just so happened I needed to do more French knot demonstration because the only place it was at the time was the coconuts, and yeah, so it all worked out. Alright, this is our last one. Hopefully that all makes sense. But we've done all the stitching. Hooray! So yeah, just a short one today. Not the shortest, but
Why do you have the same match?
the same match. What do you mean?
Like that.
Like this one?
What?
I said you could rest in your room because you said you were tired, or we could go outside. Come play outside.
No. Mom.
You haven't played outside all day. It's so nice and sunny out.
So thank you very much. I'm going to move that out of the way because it's not good looking.
Either. This is like day 4 without any outside because you came inside after 15 minutes yesterday.
Alex, go upstairs, please.
And I don't want to go outside.
Go upstairs.
I don't want to go outside.
Thank you.
I just don't want to go outside.
Need to floss,
I just don't want to go outside.
which is irrelevant. Behind me. Floss daily. Anyway. So there's the French knot. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully I went slow enough for you to be able to do it yourself, especially if you haven't been successful with it before. Tomorrow I will make sure this is all washed and clean and pressed, and I'm gonna try to remember to get a material piece to back it as well, so that I can show you all how to do that. But it will probably be another short day. Yeah, that's everything. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I didn't have any questions again, but if you've got any questions, if you've watched this after the live, let me know, either in a comment or via DM or whatever is easiest for you. But otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.